Hey guys, it is Friday, and I have an editorial for you. I slept in today because it is actually my Saturday. But for most of you, it's Friday, and I have an editorial for you. I told you we were going to finish off the week in Baltimore. That's what we're going to do. We're going to stay in Baltimore. I may have another or two editorials for you today. We'll see. I have several. We'll have a list of a few to give you. So here we go. This one might upset you a little. Might set you off just a little bit. You can always comment in the comment section below. As always, I'll put a link to the story in the description box so you can go back and read it for yourself and see what you think about it after you process it. This one happened last year, but just the last week or two, this cop's back. Going to CBS Local. Thank you, CBS Local Baltimore, for this story. A Baltimore County police officer who fatally shot a man during a traffic stop on I-83 in Baltimore County is back on active duty, the department said Thursday. The officer, a 21-year veteran, is identified as Officer Page, a patrolman from the Cockeysville precinct. He's returned to active duty. Police released body-worn camera video of the public-involved shooting on I-83 from November 2019. Earlier Thursday, it was released. The video shows an officer stopping a 48-year-old Eric Sopp on I-83 in northern Baltimore County after his mother had called saying he was driving drunk and threatening to harm himself with an ice pick. When the officer approached the car, Sopp refused repeated orders and then started to get out of the vehicle. The officer opened fire, killing Sopp. County police said no weapon was found on Sopp once police turned his body over, and they wouldn't comment on whether or not a weapon was found in the car. Baltimore County Police Chief Melissa Hyatt released a statement ahead of the video. Quote, "The men and women in our police department encounter uncertain situations and make split-second decisions every day. Releasing video of someone losing his life is never taken lightly. The release of today's video is in alignment with our recently announced BWC release policy and the Maryland Public Information Act. The internal investigation into this incident is ongoing." The full body-worn camera video can be viewed on their YouTube page. There's a link to it in the description box below. Attorneys representing Sopp's mother, Catherine, also released a statement Thursday. Eric Sopp was shot and killed on November 26, 2019, shortly before 9 p.m. on I-83 in northern Baltimore County, Maryland. Mr. Sopp's mother had called 911 earlier that evening to report that Mr. Sopp was suicidal and had been drinking at home before driving away. Officers responding to that 911 call pulled Mr. Sopp over as he drove southbound on I-83 near Mount Carmel Road. The body camera footage shows that the officer who shot Mr. Sopp had his gun drawn and finger on the trigger when he approached Mr. Sopp's car. When the unarmed Mr. Sopp, with nothing in his hands, got out of the car after an officer told him not to, the officer shot him 8 times. Mr. Sopp's mother, Catherine Sopp, anguished by her son's unnecessary death, stated, quote, "I never imagined that when I called 911 to protect my son and others from him driving drunk, it would cost him his life. There was no reason for the officer to shoot and kill him." And that's the story. Now, a couple of things in there that are really interesting, like telling him not to get out of the car, not to get out of the car. He had his finger on the trigger. I guess you have to. Now, I'm processing it right now as I'm speaking to all of you. But I guess when an officer points his weapon at a car, of somebody in a car like that, I guess your finger would be on the trigger. Well, because it does you no good if it's along the side of the gun. You have to have it on the trigger. But the thing is, that bothers me is how he shot him unarmed 8 times just because he jumped out of the car. Because to me, that says this cop is a scary cop. This cop is a jittery cop. You know, you ever see, what's that movie with Don Knotts? Something with a gun, or The Shakiest Gun in the West. You know, that's this cop. And he's back on active duty. He's back out there patrolling again, ready to shoot someone else. Because he's a scary guy. He's scared. He's, oh, fuck, shit, get out of the car. That was close, man. I thought I was going to get shot. Well, he don't have a gun. So I understand, as the chief said, that they make split-second decisions, but those split-second decisions involve life and death. So if you think we're not at war with the police, you're fucking crazy. Because that, to me, that's war. Shoot the enemy at all costs. And what I mean by that statement is, even though it's a split-second decision, you still have to assess, does this guy have a weapon pointed at me? Is this guy pointing a weapon at me? What is this guy doing? Is this guy just screaming and pointing his finger? Is this guy's jumping out of the car? Hey, hold on a minute. Why are you getting out of the car? No, I'm just going to shoot the guy 8 times and kill him because I don't want to fucking die. Well, he's not even doing it. He just jumped out of the car. Now, I'm going to pause it right here real quick. I'm going to watch the video on YouTube. And then I'll let you guys know a little bit more here because I didn't think to do that till just now. Okay, so I just watched the video. I'm going to put a link to the video in the description box below so that you can watch it on YouTube. I will warn you right now that it very well may be disturbing to some viewers. So after the 1:45 mark, or let me see where, I would say maybe 2-minute mark. Yeah, about the 2-minute mark, you may want to stop it if you're disturbed by some images. In my humble opinion, and based on my experience and education in law, and I know the elements of homicide. I know the elements of each level of homicide: murder, manslaughter, negligent homicide. So in my humble opinion and education and experience, I feel that this cop murdered that guy. Straight murdered him. Whether it was murder or manslaughter, this cop, in my humble opinion and education, committed homicide. Now, he was never convicted of that. He's back on active duty. They did say there's an internal investigation pending from the body cam. But why is he on active duty is what I want to know. Why is he back out there? After watching this video, he murdered the guy, in my humble opinion. So the guy is in the car. They're knocking on the window, telling him, get your hands on the dash, get your hands on the dash. The one cop says, fucking freeze, and so their adrenaline's going. They're already ready to do something, not that they want to, but they're ready. You can hear it. The guy, he says, turn off the car. I'm not turning off my car. Turn off your car. I'm not turning off my car. Then he says very calmly, okay, I'm getting out. He gets out. He's got his hands. There's nothing in his hands, and the cop just shoots him. Boom, 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 boom. Just shoots him because he got out of the car. In fact, the cop runs around to the side of the car to tell him not to get out and then shoots him. Instead of backing away and taking cover and holding the gun up, he runs around in front of the guy, and when the guy gets out of the car, he shoots him. Just shoots him. Doesn't tase him if he had a taser. Doesn't throw OC. You can see the guy's hands have nothing. I can see that. I know I'm not there. I know I'm armchair quarterbacking from here in my home, but that's what I'm talking about when I say cops need to be trained on how to assess a situation like that. You killed a man simply because he got out of his car when you told him not to. Well, he should have listened to the cops. So what? He gets killed? He gets murdered, homicide, because he didn't listen to the cop? What if there were underlying issues, mental health, alcohol, whatever, that affected his judgment? So he gets the death penalty because he didn't listen to a cop? That's capital punishment? And I'm not saying maybe he should have stayed in the car, but he didn't. He got out, but his hands were empty. They didn't find a weapon. They said, well, we're not going to tell you whether or not we found a gun in the car. Of course you're not. Because you probably didn't. Well, you had an ice pick. Well, the cops couldn't yell, drop it, and then fire. Well, he can run real fast and get them. At the end of the day, a man got out of the car with no weapon and was killed. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Community Leo Watch. Watching Leos, that's law enforcement officers. And this cop, you wronged the Sopp family, in my humble opinion.